In this week's Technique Tuesday video, I'll demonstrate how to use your heel diagonal measurement to get a better fit when knitting a sock with a heel flap and gusset construction. As always, if you'd like to jump right to a specific point in the video, there are direct links down in the description. This is a sock that I knit cuff down with a heel flap and gusset construction. And as is true for any sock with any type of heel, the main fit issue that many people have is across the heel diagonal. That is the part of the foot right here where your leg becomes your foot. This is the largest circumference that the sock is going to need. And so that's where you can run into fit issues. So with a heel flap and gusset construction, the way that you get a really good fit across that heel diagonal is by having the correct circumference of the sock at the beginning of the gusset. With this sock, I knit the heel in a contrast color, so we can clearly see that the start of the gusset is this dark green stripe here. So if this circumference is correct for our foot, then the sock is going to fit well. The circumference is made up of three components. One component is the instep stitches that are resting while you are knitting the heel flap. The second component is the number of stitches that you have remaining on the needle after you do your heel turn. So when you knit your heel flap, it's a rectangular shape, and then you have to turn the heel so that you are changing the direction of the knitting so that you'll be heading towards the toe. And you will have fewer stitches remaining on your needle than you had when you were knitting the heel itself. And the third component are the stitches that you pick up along each edge of the heel flap. The primary way that we use to control this circumference is by changing the length of the heel flap. So if this circumference is too large, it will feel loose on the foot and you'll probably have bunched fabric at the front. It will just be too loose here and it won't feel right on your foot. But if this circumference is too small, that indicates that the heel itself is too short. If you can get the sock on at all, it will be very tight across your heel diagonal. And because the heel will be too short, the sock leg is going to want to pull down in order to make up for the length that you are missing from the heel flap. And that often will cause the socks to just keep falling down and it will feel tight across this diagonal. The advice that we typically give people is to knit the heel flap to the actual length that you need based on the foot that you are knitting for. So typically what we tell people is to measure the foot that you're knitting for and to measure from the floor to the center of the ankle bone, the outer ankle bone. If you measure that distance correctly, then you can knit the flap to the correct length, and then that gusset circumference will fit correctly. This can be tricky to knit for a couple of reasons. One is that the ankle bone extends away from the body in a fairly large area, and it's not always obvious where the middle of that ankle bone is. And sometimes you can't even see the ankle bone. You're trying to feel around for where that midpoint might be, and so your measurement isn't going to be accurate. So what we can do instead is figure out what this circumference ought to be and how many stitches we will have at this point, and then subtract out the instep stitches and the heel stitches that we have remaining after the turn to figure out how many stitches we're going to be picking up along that edge of that heel, and that will tell us how long that heel is supposed to be. So we're going to measure the heel diagonal. We want to measure around this point where the leg becomes the foot, right at that sort of turning point of the heel, and then also the turning point at the top of the leg. So we want to measure that heel, that's your heel diagonal. Like the other circumferences that we measure when we measure socks, we want to take that measurement and then we want to subtract some negative e's, because we never knit our sock to our actual measurement. We always subtract negative e's. So that starting gusset circumference is going to be that heel diagonal measurement we took and then we're going to multiply it by 0.9. 10% negative ease means that we want 90% of whatever that measurement was. So we multiply the heel diagonal by 0.9, and that gets us the actual measurement of that starting gusset circumference. Then the next thing we're going to do is multiply that by whatever our stitch gauge is. So let's say our heel diagonal is 12.5 inches. When we multiply that by 0.9, we get 11.25 inches. And we are working with 8 stitches per inch. Then that means that starting gusset circumference is 11.25 inches by 8 stitches per inch, and that is 90 stitches. So that's the number of stitches we're going to want to have at the start of the gusset. So now we need to subtract our instep stitches and the stitches that we have remaining after the heel turn. The instep is pretty easy. Those are the stitches that you have sitting on the needles while you are knitting the heel flap, and it's usually 50% of the stitches. So if you have a 64 stitch sock, then you have 32 instep stitches. If you are using the standard round heel turn that is very commonly used in sock heels today, and I'll leave a link up, I'll put a link up at the top of the screen so you can check to see if that is the heel turn that you're using. However many stitches you had for the heel, you're going to end up with half of those stitches plus 2 stitches more. So if you had 32 stitches for your heel flap, you would have 16 stitches remaining plus 2 additional stitches. If your calculation results in an odd number of stitches, round up to the next even number. Half of the heel stitches is 1/4 of the total sock stitches. Really what we have here is 3/4 of the sock stitches plus an extra 2. So if you started with 64 stitches, then 3/4 of that is 48 stitches plus 2 more is 50. So that's how many stitches we actually have on the needles before we're picking up stitches along the heel flap. That tells us if we need 90 stitches to start with at the beginning of the gusset, and we subtract out those 50 stitches we actually have from the instep and the heel turn, that means that we are collecting 40 stitches along the 2 edges of the heel flap. In other words, we're going to be picking up 20 stitches along each heel flap edge. Those stitches that we're picking up along the edge of the heel flap are going to be worked in stockinette stitch. And remember, our stockinette gauge for this sock is 8 stitches per inch. If we're picking up 20 stitches at 8 stitches per inch, that means our heel flap is 2.5 inches in length. So that is how long you need to work your heel flap. So when you knit this heel flap, when you knit it to 2.5 inches, you may find that you don't actually have 20 stitches to pick up along the edge. You might have 18 or 19 slip selvage stitches along the edge, but that's okay. You're going to be picking up 1 or 2 stitches at the corners in order to prevent a hole, so that the result really will be right around 90. If it's 92 or 88, that's okay. But you do know what your target number is. And it is important to figure out what that actual heel length is, because that means the next time you knit a pair of socks for this person, if you are working at a different gauge, you will know that you still need to have 2.5 inches for your heel flap, and that things will work out as long as you have that 2.5 inch flap. So this calculation that you're doing is just to confirm that you are getting the correct heel length measurement. Inaccurate measurements create a poorly fitting sock. Accurate measurements are useful only when you know what to do with them. The key to knitting a good fitting sock is having good measurements and knowing how each part of a sock contributes to the fit so that you can make appropriate modifications. Using the heel diagonal to arrive at the heel length requires some arithmetic, but it's accurate and may give a better result than trying to measure from the floor to the midpoint of the ankle bone. Once you've calculated the heel length for a given individual, you won't have to do that calculation the next time you knit socks for that individual. You can just knit the heel flap to the length you've already calculated. If you have any comments or questions about today's video or suggestions for videos you'd like to see in the future, you can leave those down in the comments below or join the discussion in my Ravelry group, Rox Rocks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.